entire show is pretty much all about, you know, how he got there, you know?
Too bad though, the, what do you call, the Good Samaritan.
Yeah, typical.
Too bad.
That's what they do, they're animals.
Keep driving.
Yep. Stop.
Keep going. The floor is all shiny. How long it take to clean, hose it, and mop it? Good day for it.
Yeah. Box. The workbench stayed, but everything else.
All right, Mike.
All right.
Till the next time. Yep.
No big trips coming up that I know of. But the cool air feels good.
Well, it's not cold anyway.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Chilly, but not. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. I'll keep you posted on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she said Brooklyn. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't know. Okay, can I have everyone's attention? Meeting, please. This is something I do not want to discuss, and I don't want to know who's doing it, but can you please flush? Oh, and by the way, it's not number 1, it's number 2. It was me. I said I don't want to know. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, what did he say about the water shortage?
You save a gallon of water.
Yeah.
God, this is disgusting.
I don't care about the water, just flush. Oh my God. They leave a cliffhanger. Is he going to run across the street and say?
Somehow I don't think so.
I mean, like, where the fuck is 911? You know, like, oh. Oh. Damn it.
What?
Left the milk.
Oh, Mike will take care of that.
Oh well. Oh well.
It's only a little quart. Oh, the one for Jane, you mean?
Yeah. Well,
He'll take care of that too, I guess.
Damn. All right. It's no
If
big
he drinks silk, I'm sure he'll drink skim milk too.
Yeah, it's 0. It's all right. I thought it's pretty good. Another one. Damn. Yeah, very bad about leaving stuff there. Damn. Who got killed? Who got taken off the show, man? Oh man. That's a horrible cliffhanger right there. And somebody got beaten. And it wasn't.
Yeah, I think they took Glenn off the show. Is what I think.
Glenn, you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they already took him off twice already, basically, almost.
Well, the one where.
Well, you had the one where they made you think he died under the pile of, you know, on top of the garbage dumpster.
One, right?
When idiot committed suicide. And the second time is when he's doing his Alamo routine there by the wall when the dead things are swarming to get them away from the tower where his wife was.
Well, yeah, it wasn't so much that, but yeah.
So I think he's gone.
I remember back in the early 80s when Dallas was big, and then they remember who shot JR?
Yeah.
That was a big, like, that was the biggest deal as this.
Yeah, but nobody's really going that far overboard on this because not everybody's too happy with the show right now.
Why is that?
It's the direction it's taken. It's supposed to be about The Walking Dead. You tune in because you want to see the zombies and shit, and how they're dealing with zombies, how you deal with a world full of shambling Walking Dead things. If they wanted to see Mad Max, they'd met Mad Max.
Is that what they're saying on blogs online?
I don't know. I don't read those, but what I have picked up, yeah, that seems to be what people are saying.
Huh.
You know, this is not The Walking Dead anymore. It seems to be more about the living than the dead. You know, enough of that. And it's not plausible scenarios in dealing with the living, because this is not a world where large groups are likely to stay together very long, for the simple fact that the minute somebody dies unexpectedly, and it
Or
happens,
dissemination in the ranks.
yeah, and there's no reason to band together like that. Not really. You're better off on your own, or in a very small group, you know. So why would they band together like that? There's no need to steal. The whole premise of they're together because they want to steal stuff. From who? Everybody's dead. You can go take whatever the fuck you want, you know? Like that scene in Atlanta in the first or second episode where they're in the department store.
Yeah.
All that's yours. Take it. No one's going to stop you. This doesn't belong to anybody. You can have whatever you want. You know, he's going, oh, I'm not going to grow a garden. Who said you had to? It's only 2 years after the apocalypse. There's farmers' fields everywhere with wild germination going on. You can go pick your own vegetables if you want to. You can eat them out of a can. There's plenty of that shit around. There's no lack of food. Freeze-dried. Lasts a long fucking time.
Prepackaged stuff like
Yeah.
Slim
The
Jims.
story is supposed to be about how you get to that stuff where there's corpses wandering around, swarming all over everything, you know? That's what it's supposed to be about. Not about fighting Mad Max in the Thunderdome there or whatever, you know, which is what that reminded me of, that whole last scene.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be more like Fear. But I'm hoping Fear doesn't go in the same damn direction. Yeah, I thought it was pretty stupid to have them wandering around the same basic, you know, few miles or whatever for the whole first couple of shows there. Her first 8 seasons. They're still, well, they finally made it all the way almost to D.C. Yeah, they're out of Georgia finally, and they're in Virginia for the first time in, 6 or 7 seasons, or however long it's been.
They made their migration.
But, you know, after the first year of this, they should have been able to come up with a plan of where exactly they want to go, where they might be safe. There are so many facilities in the general location of where they are. They couldn't be more than 30 miles from Mount Weather. They couldn't be. They have to be that close. 30, 40 miles at most.
Yeah, I drove on the way up 95 to see the sign that says Alexandria 8 miles.
Yeah.
And DC 12. They're
Yeah.
right next to each other.
Yeah, and the Mount Weather facility is not far from D.C., obviously, because that's where the president has to go. But why haven't they made an attempt to go there, you know? That is where any organized government resistance to what's going on would be located. If there's anything left at all, that's where it's going to be. That's the designated shelter for, you know, the most powerful people in the government. Now it may be swarming with dead things and you won't be able to access it because it's locked up or whatever. At least you'll know.
And they're underground or whatever.
Yeah, at least you'll know. You'll get there.
What's the place that's turned into a...
That's Greenbrier Hotel.
Yeah, that place, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there. The shelter is there, but not the supplies or anything else. It's no longer...
That was the Eisenhower administration,
Yeah,
right?
Kennedy, actually.
Oh, okay.
Kennedy era into the 70s and 80s.
Now it's a golf club or a...
Yeah, it's back to being a hotel again with an interesting past. I mean, the shelter is still there, but it's not manned. The equipment isn't there anymore. The supplies aren't there anymore. It's a tourist attraction now. It was outdated many, many years ago. But it would be a good place to stave off this kind of thing, you know?
What's the mountain in Colorado?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
That was recently reactivated.
Yes.
They just brought it back online.
So it got an upgrade and...
Yep. It is functional once again. NORAD.
So I wonder how old the shit was in there, the old computers. And...
Not that old. It was decommissioned in the 90s, brought back again today. Wouldn't have taken them too long to bring it back online.
Redo all the wiring.
If necessary, yeah.
That'd be nice to be in there during that apocalypse.
Yes, it would, but then again, it depends on how many people you're in there with. You again have the problem. Okay, you say you've got 1,000 people in there. One person dies in their sleep, just one.
Of a heart attack.
And that person gets to 7 or 8 other people before he's taken down after he turns. Then what? Then now it starts again.
Like in the prison.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So there is no safety in numbers. It's exactly the opposite. There is safety only in small numbers, not large numbers.
You can't be our age with all kind of health problems. Not really. You better be young and
Yeah.
bad knees.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, fucking,
And like I said, you should have been able to come up with a plan after the first year. If you can't come up with some kind of plan after the first year of living like that, never mind the first month, you're pretty fucking stupid.
The one girl, she needed what, insulin?
Yeah, something like that, which she would have been dead long since, because insulin does not last very well without refrigeration. Doesn't last very long at all. So she'd been long dead already. It's stupid little details. Yes, I know it's based on a comic book, but a little attention to detail, that's what the modern type of television viewer wants to see. We don't want to have to correct you all the time. Not stupid. Don't treat us like we're stupid. Like we're idiots, because we're a little bit more educated than that today than we were in the 1950s, say. We know.
I record it. Sometimes it records shit, and what the hell recorded? Something from 1958. It was so fucking. It was a science. I don't know. I was like, I watched some of it. What the hell is this? It was so fucking bad.
Yeah. They didn't get away with that back then because people didn't know. They were totally ignorant about a lot of shit, but people aren't today.
A little fishing line on the flying saucer.
Yeah. Well, those are special effects were cheesy in those days. Yes, but
the acting, the plot, it was so horrible.
Yeah.
Well, looking at shit in the 1980s, it was like, this is what we watched and enjoyed and got thrilled and feared, and then we watched it now. It's like, what the hell is this? Turn this off. This is so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, because they just keep wandering in circles around the same part of Georgia for the first 4 or 5 seasons, and now they go up there and doing the same thing in Virginia. If Negan's a problem, leave. Just go. Go away. Get in some cars and drive the fuck away to some part of the country where he isn't. Or better yet, come up with a fucking planet where you can go, where you're safe, or at least relatively safe, from hordes of dead things. Which should be there and aren't. That's the sad part of it, is why aren't they dealing with hundreds of thousands of zombie hordes? Why are we only seeing groups of 30, 100, 500, or whatever they found in the quarry there? That close to DC? The DC metropolitan area has got millions of people. Millions! That's a hell of a lot of walking dead. I don't care how many they killed or put down, there's still a lot left. Who should be shambling all over the place. Yet we're not seeing that. I think they would be probably had no problem getting people thrilled to be extras on the show to dress up in zombie paint.
Yeah, right.
And just be part of a giant horde.
Yeah, they would do that for free.
Yeah.
I think people would line up.
That should be what the show's about. Trying to survive that in a world where that exists. Not, fighting weird, psycho killers or whatever the fuck.
I bet you there's a million people dying to get on that show.
Sure, they'd love to do it. Oh yeah, they would.
Bring your own makeup and...
No, they wouldn't do that. They want them to have some semblance of professional makeup if they're going to be on the show, but they'd, supply a makeup crew or something. At least for the ones getting the close-ups.
How much do the walkers get paid?
Not a clue. Don't know.
And in the heat, too.
Well, it's the price of fame, I guess. You want to be part of your favorite show and on the air and, actually there, and put up with the heat.
Oh, so anyway, I'm not confirming this, but I might have another Florida trip, but it's more of a outside chance. There's somebody I've never picked up before, and she's down there. So somebody's Aunt Sheila. and
So you'd have to drive down there, pick them up, and bring them home.
oh, from this family? Oh, this won't be. I'll slip you $100. Oh no, not.
Why the
this.
fuck does she just get on an airplane or a train then?
She doesn't like flying.
Train.
She says she rides the train, but she says that it's uncomfortable.
A train?
Yes. And she
Since
says,
when is an Amtrak sleeper car uncomfortable?
She said she's been doing this for about a year, and she's not thrilled with the train, but she likes to go down and have somebody to talk to, and this, and that. Coming from this family, I know that they ain't gonna slip me like $100 and call us along the way. I'm gonna get very well taken care of with this one. Only because they heard through somebody else that knows me knows them, and so a couple of people now through heard that I go to Florida. And then I thought I was just in Florida. I just came back the other day, whatever. And
Are you going to use their car for the trip, or at least a town car or something like that?
no, I was instructed to rent a car
Oh, rent a town car.
from them. They're gonna rent the car and put it in my name. Oh yeah. Because there's also some stuff coming up too. I said-
Lincoln Navigator or something like that. Then.
Yeah, well, I don't know about an SUV, but
Well,
yeah.
if they have money and she wants to travel in comfort, it's going to have to be a luxury car.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah,
we're
so I wouldn't even be going down in this.
Yeah.
So they said they'll take care of that. We'll pay. And I said I'll be more than happy to do it. And they already see my driving, and they said you already bring up what's her name twice a year. I said I do her and the other one. And I said there's several people, and so I said just let me know. And I said I can pick a date and I'll work around it.
Yeah.
I'll make it work. Either that or I'll fly down and get the rental car up there.
Yeah.
See how we do it.
We'll get the little black cap, the suit. Where's to, Miss Daisy?
Pretty much.
Miss Daisy, I need to stop and make water.
Who was the one that can't sit on a strange toilet?
I have no idea.
That was in Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, I don't remember. I only remember bits and pieces of that movie.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. He's like, I can't sit on a strange toilet. What was that? A Cadillac that he had?
Hudson.
Hudson. That's right. Like early 50s, right?
I believe it was a 52, 51, 52, something like that.
Black, right?
Yes.
Black with a red interior or a tan interior?
Hudson Hornet Hollywood. Had a straight six engine with dual carburetors. It did very well on the racetrack in that era.
Did that thing ride pretty good?
Oh, yeah. It was a revolutionary car for its time because it was a unibody construction, which was different. So it didn't have as many squeaks and rattles as many cars did, and it tended, until they rusted, of course, it tended to hold corners better because it didn't flex as much.
A good Hollywood Hudson, what's that worth? Like pretty good condition.
I don't really know. I would guess around 40 grand, maybe more.
Nice.
You don't see many of them around. They weren't that common a car then or now. That's part of the reason why you don't see the Hudson name after the mid 50s. They're gone. Well, technically they're still around. They're technically part of Chrysler Corporation.
When did the Hudson go out? The early 60s?
Well, Hudson was one of the forming partners of AMC. Hudson and
That's right.
Nash and all of
yeah.
they ended up as AMC, and AMC ended up as part of Chrysler. So technically, whoever owns Chrysler, Fiat, I guess, owns Chrysler today, they have the right to all those names, all those copyrighted names like Commodore and Hollywood and all of those, all that, or the Hudson name. They wanted to bring it back.
Sometime this week, tell Terry she'll get her free gift So I'll see her Saturday. Need anything from Virginia?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hey, that trip is coming up in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That'll be like a Sunday night, back by Wednesday.
Don't need anything down there that I know of.
Going places. Yeah, I'm going down to Virginia Beach and back.
Yeah. Well, you're running down there.
Jane wants to go sightseeing.
Oh. I thought it was just dropping off merchandise or something.
No, she wants to go sightseeing.
You need to take this brown wrapped parcel down to Virginia. Do not open it.
Yeah.
And bring me back the brown wrapped parcel they give you.
And don't open that.
And don't open that.
Clear night.
Yeah. I wonder what Mike's going to do with that $250,000 that took off Mr. Salamanca.
I couldn't get when they backed up the truck and he was across the street looking. All you heard was the air gun.
Yeah. Taking off tires.
I just figured that out. I was like, you heard the vroom vroom. You heard the.
So that was theirs. They're not smuggling things in. They're smuggling shit out.
And nothing the dogs can smell.
Well, a dog can hit on money because the entire American currency supply is contaminated with drugs. All of it. It's tiny, tiny trace amounts, but it's there. But you get a lot of it together, it's possible a dog could hit on it. And they have other ways of detecting mass amounts of currency. The magnetic strip that's in every bill.
The newer ones, not the older.
Well, that's all that's around now is newer ones. And that's been around for 20 years now, so... Anybody's got $250,000 worth of that shit, it'll definitely be picked up.
I stopped at a coin shop up in Erie. I'll tell you about this shocker. And I was looking in there, and back in like 15, 20 years ago, you saw paper money everywhere, flea markets. And now you go to a coin show or nobody wants to go near the paper money. Anyway, I went up to this one place, and this looks like right off of Beverly Hills Boulevard there, the elitists. And I'm thinking, yeah, I can't afford a brand new penny in this fucking place. Walked in there, and guess what? Anything that you get in there is mint. No matter what year it is. Right? But I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, you want a penny or something? Yeah, it'll cost you everything you got. Not really. They're very reasonable.
Huh.
I was shocked, when I saw, I grabbed a few things. Anyway, I'm looking under the counter, and I'm like, oh, cool, Star Notes, this, that. And I said, how is this stuff sitting here? And he says, paper money's very hot right now. I said, really? Shit, nobody wanted to go near this shit for 10, 15 years. Everybody just wants scrap gold and silver, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants anything to do with, you know, $1 is worth $1, and
Yeah.
that's it. Nobody, you know, and if you go back to prior to 01, 02, 03 on down, all throughout the 80s and 90s and the late 90s, oh my God, buy, sell, and trade, and look what I got. And so, who knows?
Don't know, I never did paper money except as money, that's all. Far too risky to get involved with that shit.
Only if I get it in change. It's
Yeah.
every time I keep it, and even then, it's only $1 bills and the occasional 10 or a 20, and it better be something like a 1934 or something. I got about $40 worth of bicentennial quarters, which I know are worth 25 cents a piece. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I tend to collect them myself, tossing them in little jars here and there.
Oh, did I tell you that I cashed in some wheat pennies?
Did you? What'd you do that for?
Oh, I told Jane this. So anyway, oh, what is it now? The late 70s, 79, 80. And I'm like, cool. You know, I pick them out, grab them, throw them in. And I kept it up. But not going out of my way for it, but just if I got them out of change, you know. And, oh, can we get some pennies? I don't know. Finally, the last couple, 3 months, like I said, I'm buffing up my little penny collection. I'm like, I know damn well, pretty much 1940 on up really ain't worth nothing unless you got it like right out of the mint. And especially these dark brown ones that are, you know, looks like a 43 or a 44 maybe. You know, those ones, they ain't worth nothing, right? Even in bulk. So I went through every single freaking one of them just to make sure. And I kept anything from the 30s on down, even if it was worn. Kept it. All the ones from the 40s
Take
on.
precautions when you handled them?
Oh no, these were worn. These were shot. These were
That's
like
what I'm talking about. I told you the Greg Viscomi story about that, didn't I?
No.
Okay, well, he was a coin dealer, of course.
Oh,
but,
the one that somebody polished coins, or
no. He was buying mint bags of, you know, I think thousands of pennies.
Shit, nice.
Of wheat pennies, and then manually unsorted, and he would sort them himself. He started to feel unwell, anemic, all this other problems, going to doctor. Finally, they did all kinds of tests on him. Said, you know, you're showing signs of heavy metal exposure.
Oh shit!
He poisoned himself with copper oxide poisoning. Is what it turned to be. Because he was handling the copper. Copper has the green shit on it. You know, it gets on your hands.
Oh my God, no!
You know, it absorbs through the skin. It ended up, you know, in his mouth, other places where he's working. And he poisoned himself. That's not why he died, but he was sick for a while because of it. So you do have to be careful when handling large
these
numbers.
These are worn down. These were worn.
The worn has nothing whatever to do with it. It's the metal itself, and it's the fuzz that forms on it when it sits a long time.
This had no fuzz.
The dust and just handling it.
These have been in my drawer in a little cup.
Handling small normal amounts of coin, that's not ever going to hurt you, but handling thousands of them, for a long time, that can.
I had exactly, what did I have? 38, almost $38 in wheat pennies. I took them to the coin dealer, and because this guy's really good, and guess what I ended up getting?
What?
About $63.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, I almost double. So from all this, from the late 70s here, throwing in and collecting them, and thinking, and there's no way in my lifetime that they're all worn out. Like, you know, even with the glasses, like barely they ain't no damn good. It's what's buried in the yard there. In your little jar. That's what they were. They're not no AUs or MS65s and nothing like that. I'm surprised I got that much. So that's my return on all that. Save a penny here and boom.
Oh God.
Yeah, Monday morning, or if you go down there during the yard, your wrench is in a white little.
I'll ask you. If I ask him, he'll remember.
Yeah. It's somewhere in the office.
Yeah, well, that makes it easy to find.
It's hopefully you didn't lose it. It's about this big, about that big. It's in a like little rectangular bucket thing.
I'll find it.
So I'm just cleaning everything out. Then, like I said, I went through my penny collection, you know, one by one, popped them all in the new little book that I bought, and filled in a few holes. The only problem now is I got to keep up with the new penny and the new nickel every year. It's not hard.
Until you run out of space on the little boards.
Well, the 09s, I gotta work on those because there's like there's 9 of them, 10 of them. So I gotta go out and figure out, you know, and I want to, of course, mint. That's a shame. That place up in Erie, oh my God. I would have, and then you go in there and you're thinking, you need to fill, I need about like 15, maybe 17 or 18 pennies to complete it. And they're kind of heavy hitters, you know. You think you're going there, well, let's start with the 1928, and I don't want it like mint, but I want it like nice looking, you know.
Yeah.
And you would think you'd go in, it looks like you're coming off of Beverly Hills there, and they're gonna want up to $80. And they're like $1.50, $3. I saw them, you know, and I'm like, damn, I don't mind paying that. You know, a couple $3 here for those. I got most of the good shit in there. Thank God I was doing this in the early 90s and before I joined the Navy. And I knew to keep it sealed and no way I could start that from scratch. No, not with this. And of course, the one I don't think I'll ever, well, I don't know about ever get, but 1909 S, VDBS, no, I don't think so. And if I put one in there, it ain't gonna be worn down and you can't read it, but you can barely, and I ain't putting that out.
Or the 1943 copper cent.
No, that one's easy.
1943 copper cent.
1943. Oh, they say there's none.
They say there's 6, maybe 7,
Oh,
possibly 10.
They
Probably
say
only
there's
6.
none. But at least that's what they say.
Oh no, they've turned up. They have turned up. A few, a very, very
My
few.
God.
It's just leftover plachettes that were still in the machine when they turned it on. That's all.
Jesus, even to have one, let alone 10. Hell, the 1955 double die, you can get that easier than the 1909. That's like the 1877, what do you call? Indian head penny.
Yep.
That's another empty hole in the book. Didn't have the money back in the early 90s or the 80s to buy that, and sure as hell don't have it now. So that's going to be an empty hole. But I got 2 of them in there, though. Just one of them's not the S. So did you find any more tools?
Yeah, a few here and there. I'll just keep piling them somewhere until I get a decent amount of them. And I did find the world's rustiest fucking Craftsman ratchet.
Oh, yeah? The one you gave me, or you found another one?
Did I give it to you already?
Is it the ancient one that I had replaced?
I don't think so. I think it's still in the barn on the windowsill.
Oh, yeah, well.
I'm
I
sure.
said if you get a dozen, round them up, though.
Yeah, I will. Just toss them on the side when I find them. There's an empty screwdriver handle for a Craftsman screwdriver there. There's something else I forget.
So, more water heaters growing on trees?
They tell me that they're cleaning up over here and this stuff is going to disappear, so we will see. If it doesn't, there's going to be hell raised because I'm not touching that shit.
We got enough scrap metal to worry about.
I do. Ugh.